5 movies. 5 kinds of desire you can't look away from. This is the top 5 erotic Netflix movies you can't ignore, and number 1 might just wreck you. Stay till the end, you won't want to miss it. Kicking off with number 5, 50 Shades of Grey, 2015. What happens when innocence collides head-on with obsession? Anastasia Steele is a quiet, unassuming literature student who never expected her ordinary life to change with one interview, but the man sitting across from her isn't like anyone she's ever met. Christian Grey is powerful, controlled, and carrying a darkness he keeps locked behind perfect composure. From the moment their eyes meet, something shifts, and Anastasia finds herself pulled toward a world of wealth, control, and desire she never knew existed. Christian doesn't offer typical romance. He offers rules, contracts, and a version of intimacy built on power rather than tenderness. Number 4, Miller's Girl, 2024. What happens when brilliance becomes dangerous? Cairo Sweet is a gifted, precocious student on the edge of adulthood, restless in a small town that feels far too small for her ambitions. Jonathan Miller is her creative writing teacher, disillusioned, quietly unfulfilled, and closer to giving up on his own dreams than he'd ever admit. When Cairo turns in an assignment that pushes every boundary of what's appropriate, it ignites something neither of them expects. A battle of intellect, ego, and manipulation disguised as mentorship. She sees in him a mirror of who she's afraid to become. He sees in her a spark of the ambition he lost somewhere along the way. Their relationship spirals into a psychological game where every conversation carries a double meaning. Every compliment hides a threat, and neither is entirely sure who's in control. Miller's Girl doesn't offer a simple story of temptation.
How did it start?
Number 3, Hidden Face, 2024. What if the person you thought you knew best was watching you the entire time? Adrian's world shatters the night his girlfriend Belen disappears without explanation, leaving behind nothing but silence and a house that suddenly feels wrong. Alone and unraveling, he finds comfort in Sonia, a stranger who slowly becomes something more. Unaware that every moment between them is being watched from somewhere no one would think to look. Hidden Face builds its tension not through obvious danger, but through the unbearable intimacy of being observed without knowing it, of falling into new desire while old secrets fester just out of sight. Every touch, every whispered confession carries a second meaning the audience can feel long before the characters do. Number 2, Baby Girl, 2024. What happens when the person in complete control finally loses it? Romy is a high-powered CEO, composed, commanding, respected in every room she enters. But beneath the surface of her polished life lies a hunger she spent years suppressing, one she's never allowed herself to name. When Samuel, a magnetic young intern, enters her orbit, something in her carefully constructed world begins to crack. He's unpredictable in a way none of her colleagues dare to be, refusing to treat her with the careful distance her position usually commands. Their connection ignites a dynamic that flips everything Romy has built her identity on: power, control, authority, testing how much of herself she's willing to lose to feel truly seen. Baby Girl doesn't shy away from the discomfort of desire that defies status, age, and every professional boundary meant to keep people like them apart. It asks an uncomfortable question. Number 1, Obsessed, 2014. What happens when love turns into something you can't escape? Elsa has spent years building walls around her heart, convinced she's finally safe from ever being hurt again. Then Diego walks into her life, intense, magnetic, and utterly consumed by her from the very first moment. What begins as an overwhelming, all-consuming romance slowly reveals itself to be something far more suffocating. A devotion so total it starts to blur the line between passion and possession. Diego doesn't just want Elsa's love. He wants all of her. Every thought, every moment, every part of her life that doesn't include him. Elsa finds herself intoxicated by the intensity at first.